This is the start of my left-footed kick in the soccer penalty kick. My left foot is my non-dominant foot, and the first principle is force summation again. With my left foot and the force summation principle, there are three things wrong with my force summation process. The first is the fact that I cannot approach the ball confidently. I'm taking too many steps before I reach the ball. This means that I cannot gain sufficient momentum. The second error is that my leg does not flex enough, my knee does not flex enough before I kick the ball. So my foot does not travel through the arc. My foot does not travel through the arc with enough speed. And the last error is my follow through, which isn't sufficient enough and throws off my technique, my timing, and my force summation sequence. So starting back with the approach to the ball. To improve my left foot, I will need to practice approaching the ball. This will give me confidence and in turn make me able to generate more force, adding to the force summation and giving the ball more speed. Because I am not approaching the ball confidently, this is not setting up a very good platform, and I do not have sufficient force to begin with. Without sufficient force at the start of the kick, I will not have enough force throughout the kick to send the ball to the goal with enough force. Less force meaning less speed, and the speed will just be slow and sluggish. So to improve that, I will need to practice approaching the ball, gaining confidence, and in turn gaining force, gaining speed, which the ball will go into the goal. With the second error, which is the fact that my knee does not flex enough, my foot does not go upwards enough. This is a problem because with my foot lower, the quadricep does not have enough time to accelerate my foot through the arc as it is at a lower point. If it was higher, it would have more time to accelerate through the arc, but because it is not, it has less time. Less time with less acceleration will end up with less speed, meaning that the left leg will go through the arc slower, making the ball go slower. I need to work on my follow through also. Focusing on the follow through means that I will continue to keep adding force to my kick, not letting the effort off as my foot travels through the arc, because if I'm adding force even after I have made the kick, even after I have made contact with the ball, this means that I am adding force the whole way through the kick, not letting off at any part as my foot travels through the arc. No. If all of these get worked on, then the ball will travel with maximum speed into the goal. The second principle, which is an error on my left side, is the Newton's second law. And this is because my left foot travels through the arc slower, because my left quadricep does not have as many fast twitch fibers as my right. This is solely due to the fact that I do not kick with my left foot, and because of that the fast twitch fibers have not developed or been exercised. With my left foot travelling at a slower speed, this means there is less force because of the rule F equals ma. Less force means that the ball travels less distance at a slower speed, which isn't suitable for a penalty kick. A way to improve is to practice with my left foot. This will develop and exercise the fast twitch fibers and ultimately make the ball travel further and faster as I can apply more force to the ball as I make contact. The last principle with my non-dominant side is projectile motion. With my non-dominant sided kick, my force summation is disturbed. With my force summation disturbed, this means that there is insufficient force, and it means that external forces such as gravity and drag and air resistance will change the path of the soccer ball. As you can see here, without enough force, the ball gravity acts on the ball a lot faster than it does with more force, because it is losing momentum a lot faster. Now, with the area of contact that my foot has to make with the ball, my left foot is not used to making contact with the ball in an area that will send it on a path towards the goal. For example, in this shot, I need to hit the ball at about this area here on the front face for the ball to go upwards and straight into the goal. Instead, my foot makes contact with the ball in about this area here, giving it height, as you can see, gives it height, but it misses. It goes off to the left of the goal. That is because I have made contact with the ball in the right hand, sending the ball off in that direction. So the main problem with my non-dominant foot and the laws of projectile motion is that my foot is constantly making contact with an area of the ball, setting it off in an indirect path. Also because another problem is that my force summation is disrupted and I can't generate enough force for the ball to travel to the goal without external forces acting upon it, such as gravity, air resistance, and drag. A way to fix this problem is to practice kicking with my left foot a lot more. This will make the foot familiar with where it needs to make contact. And if I want to set the ball on a path towards the goal, I will need to practice on getting my foot to make contact with the ball in an area of the ball which will send it straight into the goal. Also, I'll need to practice my force summation sequence, as I'll need to become confident with approaching the ball, and the kicking sequence to generate as much force as I can without external forces as gravity, drag, and air resistance that will alter the path of the ball. So instead of gravity acting on the ball early, the ball will travel straight from my foot straight into the goal on a straight path, not veering off to the left or not veering off to the right. This concludes my 2.2 assessment of non-dominant and dominant sides of kicking.